Registration for the spring semester is now open and classes are filling up fast at Itawamba Community College. Named the #1 community college in the state for the second straight year by Wallet Hub, ICC offers 5 different class options with locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden that will help save you time and money while preparing you for the future. Email one of our friendly advisors at eadvisor@iccms.edu or call 862-8000 to sign up for classes today. Itawamba Community College. The best start here. Dr. Melissa Haab, and talk about all the great things that ICC's got going on. But not only that, we're going to touch on some of the COVID restrictions that you guys have been faced with in recruiting, how students can apply for ICC. So a very informative show today, so we hope you stay tuned and pick up some more information here as well. But before we get to that, Dr. Haab, how's everything going?
Well, as we all are working through this pandemic, we are just finding new ways to reinvent ourselves. So, we've been doing what we can do and then trying to come up with new ways to get information out to students.
Well, I do want to brag on you for a second, if you'll allow me. I know your group and yourself are very humble, but through a pandemic, through COVID, enrollment numbers were up. That's impressive. I'm sorry, it is, because there's so much uncertainty. People didn't know what was going on, what was going to happen with the future. To have positive numbers in enrollment, what did that mean to you and your crew?
Well, I think that it's just a testimony to Itawamba Community College. The staff, the administration, the faculty, we all looked for ways to say, okay, we didn't ever stop. We didn't leave campus. We were still working. We found ways to get information out, to continue tours in a virtual manner, to get information out to to the students. And I think it paid off. And on the administrative side and the faculty side, on instructional services, they found ways to put the courses out in a way that would be safe, sanitary for our students, but also that students still had a chance to see their faculty members in a synchronous environment, which our students, they want. They don't, some of them need the online option, but some want that interaction with the teachers. They want to have a set time that they come to class. And so with our Zoom and our hybrid approach, and now we're going to have Zoom only if people want that, at least they have a set time that they can have an instructor actually teaching them in the class. So I think all of that was a testimony to just being creative and just being really just adjusting quickly to what we needed to do. And
I think one of the biggest things was we were all challenged as a college to not cancel things, to find ways to make it happen.
Right.
And if anything, that was kind of our theme for the year, make it happen. What were some of the things that you guys did with the COVID restrictions that you were faced with? Obviously, you can't get in the high schools like you normally do. You can't have the large tours like you normally do. So kind of talk about that thought process and how recruiting has evolved.
Right. Well, we're still dealing with some challenges. One of the things that's really, I look at the data and the numbers, and we are down in applications for next fall. And part of that is because normally by this fall, we would have been in every high school. We would have had every senior to fill out an admissions application. Part of it is a training for this is what applications look like. And then part of it is sometimes students plan to come directly to us, and some of us, it's a backup plan. At this point, we have not been able to get into all of our high schools. However, our staff has been working diligently to find ways to Zoom into classrooms, to create videos. We have videos created that tell you how to complete an admissions application that we've sent to the guidance counselors. We are still doing face-to-face tours. Some students aren't comfortable with that or can't do it, so we have the virtual option. Our financial aid department has been doing Zoom meetings with parents and with students by appointment so that they could have that individual time. But I think the main thing is just trying to be responsive to the high schools that let us go in, we're going in.
Yeah.
The high schools that will let us Zoom, we're Zooming. The high schools that aren't allowing anything to happen yet, we're going to start hitting them up in January saying, okay, what can we do now? Because we don't want any of our high school seniors. They already kind of got the shaft a little bit with COVID hitting the end of their junior year. Some of them, I think, are going to wake up and realize, okay, I got to get on this, and we want to be sure that we can meet their needs.
Okay, well, let's talk about how can you guys meet your needs. One, with applications, but say if there is a student that you haven't been able to reach out to yet that is interested in Itawamba Community College, how can they reach out to you and your staff to find out more information?
Perfect. Well, the big thing we always push is tours.iccms.edu, and that would be more for your senior, that or if you're a traditional student or any non-traditional student out there. If you just need to tour the campus, you can tour Belden, Tupelo, or Fulton, or you can do it virtually and meet with someone. We will pull up your record. We will go through exactly what you're missing, what you need to do, make sure that you have all of that taken care of. If you're and you're not ready to start, but you want information, we have a place where you can just sign up to be on our mailing list, and that's iccms.edu/start here. Okay. So I would say those are the two of the main ways to just get started. Either get on the mailing list and we'll start emailing you, text messaging you, mailing you things through the mail. But if you know you're ready to get more information and you want to speak to someone, I would go to tours.iccms.edu.
We just heard from Jordan a little while ago about those tours as well. They are, for those that need that comfort, they are safe. They are, we follow all the protocols and then some to make everybody feel like they're safe in that sense. So Jordan did a good job of covering that. So if they want to apply right now, say they're just sitting at home, they're like, oh wow, I need to jump on this. I didn't realize it was almost time for the spring. What do they need to do to get applied?
Okay, our apply is really easy. All of our ways to reach us I think are easy to remember. Apply.iccms.edu. It's free to apply, so the student just has to go through. There are 3 tabs. If you're a traditional student, there are 3 tabs. Then you would fill out the admissions application, the scholarship tab, and the county grant application. If you're a non-traditional student, then you can fill out the admissions application and the scholarship application. So it's really easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. It doesn't take much time. Gets you in the system, and then we will start sending information based on where you are in the process.
So say they thinking about going to class, they apply, but something comes up and they can't. So you're not necessarily in it, but you're ahead of the crowd in case something doesn't come up, I guess you can say.
Yes, you bring up a good point. We are only here through December the 17th. So when this airs, it might be after December 17th. We'll come back January the 4th. And we will be registering students that entire week. Mm-hmm. Students will be applying, but it's great if we can go ahead and have that application on file. If something happens and the student changes their mind, all we have to do is update that application for a future term.
Okay.
So it's not obligating them in any way. Even if a student wants to register and then if they need to change their mind, they just need to drop their classes before classes start. And then you don't owe anything. But we can help with the financial aid and the scholarship side because finances are going to be a factor as well, and I understand that. So we want to make sure that the student, sometimes there's paperwork that needs to be filled out they might not be able to get as soon as the spring starts, but we can always look at, okay, well, let's start summer, or let's start at a late start term in the middle of the spring semester. So if you can't start by our traditional classes on January 11th, we have e-learning classes that start January the 19th. And then there might be a later start term, so that we just are working with students where they are, and we'll help them make that decision.
Again, that website, apply.iccms.edu. It's been a crazy year. It has. I know you being a parent, you've got kids in high school, so you've kind of been both sides of it as well. What's the biggest thing you've taken away from 2020 through all this?
Well, I know we're ready for 2020 to be over, and hopefully 2021 will be better. I think the big thing is, I do think there are some things that we have learned about ourselves that we will continue doing, like having a virtual tour, maybe something we keep for a long time, because, that may be a better option for some people. But I think the big thing that I have learned is that it is really hard to communicate in the virtual world, because we prefer face-to-face.
Yes.
I much prefer to be looking eyeball to eyeball with someone, and we've really struggled with trying to say how are people receiving information at this point. We have been sending things through the mail, which we really had not done much of that, but we have found that to be effective. We are still emailing, which we will always do that. And then we are going to introduce text messaging in January, so we can start trying to meet students there. We have an emergency alert system, but that's about the only text messaging that we've done. And but I think the main thing is just trying to find out where can we get our information out. We use social media, but some of that's not two-way, and just making sure that people know that we're here. We're still open for business. We are not planning on changing how we do business. We plan to still be as normal as we can be, as allowed, while keeping a safe environment. But we know that we have a great product. We know that what we're doing is safe, and we have a great protocol in place. So we want to get that word out. So the main thing, and hopefully this show will also help in that, just letting people know we're here to help. Reach out to us, email us, call us, sign up for a tour, apply online, and you'll start to get that ball rolling. But we want to help as many students as we can and not break any enrollment that they would have.
And then kind of just building off that note, everything that we've learned in 2020, what are some of your goals for 2021?
Well, like I said, I'm hoping things will get back to what we think was normal before. But the big goals will be able to get back into the high schools and to have those bigger group meetings, because I think it's nice when we used to have a junior preview day where we'd have several hundred students that were on our campus. We haven't had those types of events, and I think those are the events that let people get the feel for who we are. Everybody says we're friendly. We care about you as an individual. We get a chance to show that, especially when you have the bigger groups and you have that energy. We can have our athletics and our student life and some of those things that we've had. We've still had them, but it's been in a much more restricted fashion. And that's where I think the students get to see what does our campus really look and feel like. So I'm hoping that in 2021 that we can start to have those bigger groups on campus, and we can have more students walking around, and all of them here all the time. So, because we've kind of done the half of them are in a class and half of them are Zooming. We want to get back to where everybody's here and we can all interact and be who we are, which is that friendly, welcoming place.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Haab, before I let you go, any final thoughts? And one more time, hit that information where people can find out more about applying, tours, and everything that's great about ICC.
Okay. Well, I just want to reach out to everybody and just let them know, please reach out to us. We are here for you. We want to help you. We have a staff that's willing and able, and we're waiting for those students that are ready. But if you want to apply, it's apply.iccms.edu. If you want to set up a tour, it's tours.iccms.edu. And then if you want to just get on the mailing list, it's iccms.edu/start here. So come out and see us, give us a call, email us, sign up for a tour, sign up and apply. Anyway, we're ready to help you.
Registration for the spring semester is now open, and classes are filling up fast at Itawamba Community College. Named the #1 community college in the state for the second straight year by Wallet Hub, ICC offers 5 different class options with locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden that will help save you time and money while preparing you for the future. Email one of our friendly advisors at eadvisor@iccms.edu or call 862-8000 to sign up for classes today. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.